Call the meeting of the Newbury Historical Commission to order, May 9th at 7:07 p.m. All stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Where is it?
Over there.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm waiting for Lon to get untangled from his chair.
I can't bend down that long.
All right, everybody review the April minutes, please.
It's okay. Did we get them?
What?
The April minutes?
Here we are.
Look in your packet.
There it is.
Right before this, the case.
You don't have it?
I can. No, I got one more.
You don't?
Nope, just the one. I do not have the notes.
That's bad. Does everybody else have them?
I have one.
I got them.
Oh, now I do feel.
It's just a single sheet. Are you looking for more than one sheet?
No,
Okay, just checking. There you go.
thank you.
Anybody see any errors, omissions, or corrections?
I have a correction. I have an ad for the website report. It had loaded that evening, actually, so it didn't take 48 hours. But in fact, it had loaded because I kept checking it, kind of like a crazy person. I noticed it.
Okay.
So you want me to,
Just add that it only took until that evening, so whatever it was, the April 11th, it loaded. I don't know if it even matters.
You can give that as your, in your report.
Yeah, I mean, that was
Then we
basically
can go with no
one of my parts
changes.
that I was going to mention.
All right. Okay, do I hear a motion to accept as written?
I move that we accept the minutes of the April 11th meeting as written.
Second,
Second.
online. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Along with the treasurer's report.
The only difference is that the money that we gave you for the fire hydrant actually hit the account. So other than that, it's pretty much the
Oh, fire
same.
Fire extinguisher. You get to speak on.
The outhouse has been, I ordered it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sometime this week, so it'll have to be tomorrow if they're gonna deliver it, if they're gonna get it to me, so. So we won't be paying from May 1st, at least that's the only change. But I'm not gonna, I won't change that. That was just an estimate, and the actual cost comes in, I'll put it in there. So the balances are the same as last time, I can go over them. We have effective balance of $795 in the general account. We have $3,456.67 in the special account, and the gifts account is $2,492.65 for a total of $68.49.32.
So out of general account lawn, we've got 2 months left. So that's 2 toilets. So that was at 80
That's
and
taken
80.
into account.
That's taken into account.
On the remaining available is $795.
So that's after paying the toilet in May
Yeah.
and June.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be getting charged for the credit, on my credit card again for the website servicing. And
Okay.
that's, I think, like $300 or something. It hasn't happened yet. I keep checking.
Yeah, when
See
it
what-
gets hits, just give me.
Yeah, well, I'm
that.
just saying, like, that's, you know, that's a few $100s right there.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. How much on the order of?
Maybe say 400, just account for that.
Yes, I'll just do 3 to 4.
Yeah, and once, because I have to wait for it to charge me. I'm just
Yeah,
kind of
right.
patiently waiting for it. But I know it's coming, I think, by the end of the month.
Okay. And I haven't gone over to the school yet to count out how many we've got of everything, and then I'll order extra copies for the summer, handouts and things like that.
Yeah, do we have any sort of, like, posters we want to do for any sort of events, too? Like, I was thinking, like, is there anything else we want to have made that's kind of general enough that we can put out? Like,
The lawn, you're doing the, what is it, the small, you got maps you're doing, small maps?
like, do we want to make it, like, you know, like,
No,
The
man.
visitor
political
center.
yard signs? Do we want to do any sort of, like, you know, come see us signs versus that, like, the thing that we have? I don't know, I'm trying to think of, like, something else that we could have that might last longer.
Our little, I mean, we've got the folder with the map and with all the historic sites that people want to visit it.
But
I'll
you
make
had
sure I
like
have those.
multiple printing projects you were working on. You were trying to find a good copy of something that you were gonna make, and oh, you got record of what we were gonna do?
Well, probably it's in the minutes.
What was it?
I thought there was a
That
map
you were
you were gonna
scanning?
do. I thought you had multiple printing things
Was
in addition to
something-
our regular stuff that you were gonna do.
Anything you found in the attic that you were gonna create copies of, or,
Alright.
Coloring book.
Yeah, we should
I
probably do
could,
more of those.
I could, well, that's one of the things I'd
Yeah,
count up.
yeah,
There's
because
a lot
those are
of-
super
we're
popular.
gonna need those for the
Yeah,
summer too, yeah.
yeah.
But, I don't know, I'm trying to think too.
All right, so you're gonna inventory the schoolhouse, because we gotta get this
Yeah.
rolling. We got
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
less than 60 days.
Yeah, they've always got them all on file. I just literally have to tell them which
Right.
ones, and they'll make the copies. They've got the file for.
Mark me, you were working on something new.
Yeah.
And I guess you'll look it up and see if we can chase this out. It was,
One thing I can think of is that demolition delay bylaw map.
no, maps. It
Oh,
was,
it was
just
a
some-
chart,
it
yeah.
was something else there was some new printing project you were working on.
Okay.
All right, so so we got $795, the website's gonna be between 300 and 400. So Lon, you try to do the printing, run it right down to 0,
Yeah.
and do that.
And if anybody, nobody can think of anything else.
Well, that's what I was thinking, like, if there's any extra money,
And
do
if
we wanna
anything
do
came out,
Do
we
like a
could use
sandwich
the.
board sign or?
something,
Yeah.
yeah, like that we could use, that's just, you know, maybe a little bit more flashy, catch people's eyes or something, that's not just paper that, you know. that's
Yeah.
in-
Oh, yeah, you put it on well, we've got the A-frame, so we could always stick it in the A-frame. You can buy those plastic corrugated sheets, they're 2 by 3 feet,
Okay,
and have something printed, but I don't know what we'd put on it.
brainstorm a little, is there any cool image we could do,
I mean, we
maybe?
could a big open or something like that, It's 1877 schoolhouse, or I'm not sure, but that's kind of what we
Schoolhouse
have.
tours today,
I think
whatever.
the key word's
Yeah.
tours,
Tours, yeah,
tours.
Tours.
something like that, but just, you know, something different.
So with the receipt from the website, they're making you prove at the accountant's office that you used your credit card and actually paid it.
Yeah, it's like I have to
So
wait
you
for
need
it to actually
Slip,
For it to hit.
be,
you need the
yeah,
receipt, and then you need the credit card receipt showing that you paid it.
yeah.
because I had to go through that already.
So it's actually like wait for it to happen,
Yeah, yeah.
You have to wait for visa.
All right.
basically.
And Lon, I
Unless they
mean,
give you a paid receipt. It says paid or zero balance.
Or like once it
Then you wouldn't need
happens.
your credit card.
Yeah. It's
so
still has some
you
choice.
get into this printing and you find your general account's not enough. You can run over,
Oh, right, yeah.
run over into special account,
Yeah.
because that's what it's there for,
Right.
as a buffer. So get what you need and let's get it
I'll
going.
think about, a little bit about the,
And something like an additional thing,
yeah.
yard sign.
Something we're trying to
What
change.
else might be
Yeah.
out there?
Okay.
Like for
So,
sales and trails. to put
okay,
out.
to entertain a motion to accept the treasurer's report as written.
I move that we accept the treasurer's report as written.
Second,
I'll second it.
everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I guess we'll go over what's written on. So, member appointments expiring.
Yeah, we were joking about that, all of us.
Yellow.
Okay, Lon, Rebecca, and Rich are up for reappointment this year. Are you all planning on staying? You're all on that end of the table, too.
You guys would be awfully lonely down there. I guess.
Well, Nancy's on there. Do you think we at least
I
send
will
Nancy,
ask, I will.
correspond with
yeah.
her? So what are, you need to give them a copy of the thing they send to the selectmen?
I can, I mean, it's like a one-liner thing practically.
Just send it in an email to them, that way
Yeah,
we
I
know
can
it gets
Do it
done.
just and then it'll remind me to actually then
I'll
forward it
send
in
one
my
to,
name.
I'll just send you a copy
Yeah,
to the three of you, and you can choose to use it or make your own
add
to
to
do
it.
the email, but just so you remember.
Yeah, not much to it.
Okay. Okay, now the website report.
It was up that evening, that was my,
Okay, so the
Nice.
new site is up.
yes. So I have to still add things to it constantly, but everything that was up from before is up and running. In
So
addition,
this is the 1735, been redone, 1635,
yes,
and the old one's gone,
yes,
but the address is the same.
Yes,
yes.
and it looks good.
Thank you.
And all the links work.
I know, that's the, that was the challenge, and,
Am I fixed?
no, you know what, to remind me, I didn't do it. My hives got me all out of
Yeah.
Well, I
it's-
understand that.
Yeah.
My
Um,
name is
There were,
spelled
there were a couple of
incorrectly.
places where the pictures on the Native American things spill over into the text. and you
Oh,
can't
then I'll
get
tweak that, like, that's the thing where it's like I have to wait for it to kind of
silent.
show it to me,
Yeah.
yeah, and then get it back in there and tweak things. But I'm more of like, if you notice that there's grammar that I should tweak, because you'll see that before I'll see that.
And how do we do with the link expansion program?
What do you mean by
To
that?
start getting links to other
Oh,
historicals.
I haven't got that far yet, but I will definitely make sure that we're all linked up.
And it's on the top of my head because now the local bands and the local promoters, they said, oh, so it's all about social media now.
Right.
So anyhow, the local bands say, well, you got to promote our band's coming to the bar. They said, well, you got to promote us. So when we do a link to say Newburyport Historical,
Yep,
we need to make sure that they're
linking back to
us.
Yeah, so there's traffic constantly happening.
So every time we do it, so it's a two-way, it's like, so we need to communicate with them to give them, to build. This is how we build.
I haven't actually made the Instagram account too, I need to do that, like sit down and then start doing that. That's gonna be one of my next hurdles for the spring. So then I can start, basically, I wanna start constantly posting, and when people, other places like the Museum of Old Newbury, things like that, they're constantly posting great things, and we should be reposting, stuff like that. Or
So
like
there's
cross-posting.
multiple agencies in Newburyport. I think the priority should be Gloucester, Salem, and Newburyport.
Okay, makes sense.
Because that's where all the traffic's coming to now.
Yeah,
It is just crazy.
good. It's good to see that there's traffic back. It's good.
Yeah,
It's just
it's
on
already
Facebook.
starting.
Well, just traffic actually, like humans traveling,
Tourism.
tourism,
Oh, tourism.
the traffic.
Tourism.
Literal
Yeah,
traffic.
actual traffic.
Literal.
Yeah, humans.
Okay. All right, let's go forward with correspondence.
Email from Jennifer Doherty, we always have something from her, from April, the end of April. She sent us a list, she sent out a list of all of the communities that are on, that she had, they have a demo delays in the state. So, like Acton is 18 months, Concord is 12 months, it was just,
So this is from Mass Historical.
yeah, that's what they have
Who's
on
the
their
longest?
website.
Does it show it, like who's the longest?
Well, I think the longest is 18, I don't think you can go longer than that.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's an 18 down here.
Yeah, so Groton has 18.
This is 21.
Where?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Lexington.
All right, they're good for Lexington.
Newton has two different ones, quite a few of them have two different ones, like they're 12 or 18.
Yeah,
And there
12
must
to
be,
18.
you'd have to look at their thing to see if.
Reasoning which wise, what, yeah.
Why, yeah, so this is quite a few that are 18 months, a lot that are 12. So it was interesting, so if anybody wants it, I can send you a copy of it, but it's
If you got it electronically,
3 pages.
if you got it electronically, email it to me, I'll stick it
Yeah,
in my
that's how I
folder
got
for
it,
the
because she
DVD.
emailed it.
Yeah,
So.
I'll put it in my folder.
So it's just interesting to see how, the shortest one is somebody's got 4 months, East Bridgewater. There's quite a few with 6, and then the majority, 30 days for Millis.
Oh,
So,
Much of a deterrent there.
Oh,
well, maybe
I'm
they
not
don't
sure.
I
have,
was gonna
I'm
say,
not
it
sure
might not
that's worth
have
the time it
anything.
takes to write it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
You get it
it's interesting
fast.
to see that, it's just dispersed all over the place. It's not like it
There's no-
doesn't seem
yeah.
to be in a
consistent. everywhere.
consistent group, unless it is, except this is alphabetical by town, so
That's true, yeah, yeah.
you'd have to sit and try to figure it out, I guess.
It's got to go through the select board and the town meeting to pass, and that's for 30 days. It's a lot of effort.
Mm.
Yeah. So that was from Jennifer. She always has some piece of really interesting stuff going on. So a lot of people, I guess, were asking, so she threw it out there that, like, Salem is replying, because people are asking about these things on the listserv. So Salem revised its demo delay several years ago and created an FAQ sheet that included information comparing Salem's delays with other communities. Revisions extending to 12 months for buildings that are 50 to 99 years and 18 months for buildings that are older than 100 years. That's how they Salem revised theirs, so there's a lot of different ways people look at it and
Yeah,
how they're
it's-
going about
if you
it.
say how old the building is, as opposed to a target date, then you have a sliding scale that you
Right.
don't have to revise going forward.
Yeah.
Which is smart.
Yeah,
Just, and the other things, this would be, if we decide to try and up that or do a two-tiered thing, it would be good to have this, put that in there for, do the stats on it maybe.
So where would we go? Well,
Hmm?
oh, that's an upcoming discussion. right?
yeah, I mean,
That's a second discussion.
we did when we did it, it was the first attempt,
Mhm.
and we were kind of all shocked at the time that it just went through, because it wasn't very threatening, I guess, to people. And the biggest questions were like about a local historic district, which it was not about. It
Yeah.
was That's what people are thinking. Does this
Yeah.
mean we can't paint my house white, or, you know, it's like, no, it has
Freaks
nothing
people
to
out.
do with it, so.
That's why
It's still
dated
only a
18
semi-effective tool.
It is, and then
It's-
there was another one,
They
an
found their way
email that
around
went
it.
through, that with people that have like 18 months,
Yeah, well,
Um,
it takes
and-
that long to do a construction plan,
Yeah.
with the architect.
and that's what they're saying. One guy, they said it's a very, very historic building in one of the towns, and they was selling, it wasn't town-owned, so it was a very, very old house that people decided to sell it and move, and a developer is buying it, and his answer to all of this was, I don't care how long your delay is, I'll just wait.
I'll
Yeah.
read- Yeah, I remember seeing that
And people
article.
were horrified,
Yeah. Well,
horrified, but
That's not a long time in construction world at all.
No.
I mean, especially when you get, you know.
And they can just say, like they did with one of the last ones we processed, well, come and take the house, we don't want it.
Mhm.
And there's nobody out there doing, with all the problems with the antique houses now. The banks don't want to touch them, the insurance company doesn't want to touch them, the engineers won't stamp them, nobody wants to do plans on them. And we're the people trying to save them, everything is against us.
Do you watch or do you follow Northeast on Instagram or like
No.
Facebook or whatever? Because he's always posting these gorgeous properties that he's pulling all the stuff out of, and people are just wretched, you know. And so he stops sharing until he's already pulled everything out of the houses because people start contacting the owners while he's doing it, and then he, you know, say he had a month to pull everything out of the house, and then they're like, all right, you have to be out of here now by Friday because I'm getting all this, you know, bad PR on Instagram or whatever. And I'm just happy that people are, you know, that he's at least saving the stuff versus all just getting ripped into dumpsters, you know.
No.
It's the worst.
I mean, I think we're, in this town, we're in a good position as far as our historical
Most people want to save them.
buildings.
Yeah.
They've all they're in some form of being held right now.
Mhm.
So,
At least with most.
at least the most important ones, especially with the different agencies that own them here in town. So, I think we're in good shape. So we got a little more to talk about the demolition delay today. Yeah. What else do we have for correspondence?
In case somebody's following this, Essex County Community Foundation is moving. We get these emails. They're moving to 500 Cummings Center in Beverly.
Essex County Community Foundation, what do they do?
They're historic, some kind.
And they're going to the Cummings Center in Beverly?
Yeah.
All right.
Just so you know. They put it out there, they send it to us, I receive it and talk to you about it. Then we got an email from, we got a letter posted to us from Jack, from the Daily News, talking about the roof.
All right.
Yeah, isn't that, do you not
Go
read,
ahead.
do the Daily News?
No.
As the quickly approaching Newbury Town Meeting, voters are being asked to approve funding for a new roof of composite material on our historic schoolhouse located at the Lower Green. I asked the Newbury Historic Commission to consider only the installation of what is materially, historically authentic at the schoolhouse, no substitute. For if our generation of preservers and stewards allows it to be okay for composite roof to be installed in the name of maintenance, the next progressive okay step in the next same best maintenance is a look-alike composite siding, look-alike PVC trim boards. It can be drilled deeper by each precedent sentence. It's a slippery slope to engage in. You want me to keep going?
But then he didn't get up and say anything at the town meeting when the $100,000 came up for vote.
I know. That's a good
Well,
point.
because what people don't understand is, you can't get a quote from somebody for money we don't have.
I was actually surprised
So
they
you-
came in as high as they did, to be honest, for such a small building.
Yeah,
Well, they
Yeah.
have to come in with an amount.
Right, no, I get it. So if
No,
we're,
but
if
people
we,
don't understand that. They
Yeah.
go, then who
if
are
we're
you
under
hiring?
and over, then we're screwed and we have to do this all over again. It has to be enough to cover it.
so we got it down to 7 in the mid-70s.
Right, which again is still slightly
Still,
talking.
that is,
Pretty steep, yeah.
yeah, so there can be a lot of other installers.
Oh.
So, I mean.
I
so
worry they're
this
gonna
is
find
just-
a beam this big inside rotted.
No,
Just-
he's saying
Oh,
that he
you,
thinks it's all
you
right.
weren't
Think
here
so.
for
Yeah.
that. Channing
No.
said he looked at.
I've been up inside the attic, I don't see
You
any
didn't see
punkiness
it.
at all.
I didn't see anything up there.
Rich has been up there too.
Okay, I have two, and look, I've never seen
So-
any rot, but I've seen the water
Seen
dripping
wet.
off of them.
So my
Yeah.
question to you is, who else can install?
All right, so the summary is, there's 4 or 5 manufacturers between Canada and the United, in North America, making the shingles. Now, if we open it up to a red cedar fireproof shingle, there's 2 or 3 vendors there. The other problem with the red cedar fireproof natural shingles is the fireproofing talks about, it's, one, a natural shingle is not warranted. So we put these shingles on, they're warranted for 50 years for the shingle and the installation.
And the wow.
Well, excuse me. The shingle's warranted for 50 years. The installation is warranted by the installer for X.
Right, 5.
If they put a natural wood shingle on there, the shingle is not warranted at all. It needs, according to the building inspector, it needs to be fireproof. So the fireproof coating, what I read on the internet so far, needs to be coated approximately after 5 years to continue the warranty. So this is a continuous roll. The natural shingles are not warranted. The installation's warranted by the installer.
Right.
Because we know from a wood shingle, a couple of years in, you could have a couple cracked shingles on the roof. Somebody's gonna go back and fix those shingles.
The
So that
squirrels
means-
also ripping up.
Yeah, so, since we're into this and I'm on a roll, I'll keep going. So, this building, which is not the original schoolhouse, but a replica of the original schoolhouse, in my opinion, would have had first growth, white cedar shingles, shakes or shingles. There's another thing. White cedar roofing material
Okay.
on there, originally possibly split shakes, or later would have been sawn shingles. Now you start reading, for everybody to understand this, because I didn't know it until I started researching the difference between a shake and a shingle. The first thing I read is shingles go on sidewalls and shakes go on roofs. Reading deeper into all this is it is not, because somebody chimed in, it is not the difference between sidewall and roof. It is the difference between the thickness of the shingle.
I thought it was
Ah.
between split and sawn.
So, well, there you go.
Yeah.
The
So that's the difference between a shingle and a shake.
Split,
The thickness.
split is generally thicker,
Right.
generally on the roof. Sidewall is generally thinner, more often sawn, considerably thinner, goes on the sidewall. So as far, so our options are West Coast, red cedar with the fire coating that needs to be re-upped. The price is within 10%. It'll still have to go out to bid to all vendors. But I don't know. So there again, the Historical Commission, as our chart has written, that we're in charge of the historic buildings in the town of Newbury, but we are still an advisory board to the Board of Selectmen. I see us still in an advisory role, bring our recommendations to the selectmen, as to what we would like to see go on with the roof. I gotta say, the red cedar, yes, I'm not crazy against it, but I don't know. I'm looking for other opinions also. We have two versions of the polymer shingles here tonight from two different vendors. I got a third one that's emailing me. We've got Eco Shingle and we've got Brava Shingle here tonight, and then cedarsomething.com Simulated Shingles is also communicating with me. And anybody that's been through their installation training and their warranty training can install any version of shingles. So maybe a local contractor will do it. The rep from Eco Shingle is Mohawk out of Melrose. So they're local, and they did the roofs for the 3 Spinia buildings here in town. So they're well versed in what they do.
Okay.
So those, I'm sure, were all split shakes. That's where we are with the research now. So far, I have not seen a color that I'm enthused about. We can go through them. I guess we might as well, there's no reason we just might as well just keep going on. This is under roof and schoolhouse.
Okay.
So,
If you're gonna protect the building, the roof's where you want to spend your money.
right. So these are split shakes by Brava. I'm pretty sure they have different colors. This is sort of a weathered gray. Any cedar roof
It's gonna end up that
is
color.
going to end up that color in
Right.
8 years.
That's, I recognize it from my old roof in Seattle.
That color is pretty good, and it has fluctuation to it.
Yep,
Well, it's also got fine detail, which
It's
these
got-
things don't.
yeah, it's got great graining.
It's so. I
My
like
real
that.
shakes
Looks
were
like-
actually thicker than that.
It looks like
My
a
shakes
split,
were about
yeah.
like this.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is EcoStar. Their color is more just a color.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's brown.
So
Cedar doesn't turn brown.
so they gave me a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think that one's better.
These look like
And from a distance, when,
These look a
you know,
you're not gonna see that it's plastic.
no,
It is.
no.
These look better than this does.
So Eco Shingle does have a gray.
Yeah.
That one's better, yeah. The other one's
But
a
it
little
still doesn't have the printing.
Right, it doesn't have the embossing. Yeah.
Well, it's got imperfections in the coloring, which makes it look more real.
Yep.
This
So,
looks like,
let me see what
looks
I've,
like plastic.
Looks like Play-Doh.
Yeah.
I don't understand this stuff. Why the nail would be below where you slide the thing down to.
Yeah.
so here's the stuff from, he sent me a bunch of them, so everybody can keep hang on to one and read it.
I bet you the covers have some sort of, like, cap that makes it look like the, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure once you secure it, there's probably something that clips over it that might have the texture.
Oh, you mean the nail? by the
Yeah,
top
I'm just
of
trying to
it.
think of,
But why not
reasoning.
why not put the nail here?
Because
This
you want to
is-
overlap the nail.
So
yeah.
this
That's
is
what I mean.
this is the company that, from Melrose, Old Mohawk. Here's the Sweat Isley house right in their book.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. Good for them.
Those are natural cedars.
Yep.
So, the natural cedar.
That's real. Those are real shingles.
Real wood
Okay, that's
shingles.
what I'm saying, okay. Yeah, because they just did the.
So there's
part of
some
the
weathered,
dollhouse.
Yeah.
weathered
Nice, beautifully grayed.
gray. That's in Dorchester. So yeah, so I guess we're answering is gray, a toned gray is where we're looking at.
This is about what my roof looked like in Seattle, but that's probably your red cedar again. It was from Canada, actually. I do remember that.
I think they have special fasteners.
Well, yeah, I did figure that one in.
Well, they still just look like a nail.
It does look like a nail. Looks like a roofing nail.
Yeah. You don't know what that line means.
Yeah, that might
But
not be
but
the
it seems
overlap
to-
line.
It seems to tell you that,
It's,
that,
It
that,
would seem
that
to
where
be
you
that-
put it to there.
Yeah.
And then the nail would show.
Right.
Yeah, she got enough, she got on her own, on her plate.
It's brown again. They don't,
See, that one, it
They don't
actually
get
says
brown.
nail on the little pockmark there.
does it?
Yeah, it says nail.
Easy and slug out.
Uh-huh.
Arrow.
What color is it? Grayish brown now?
Mossy.
yeah, but I would imagine this side and this side are different colors.
Yeah.
I would guess this would be the lighter
Yeah.
color.
I think the one that's on the west side is probably just all lichens at this point.
Well, it'll be
So
darker.
it's green.
It'll be, well, it'll be darker. I had to go up in my roof, and it's a 3-story house, I had to go up on the roof and spray mine off, because they were
I need
real,
to-
and I have all these 100-foot trees around me,
Yeah,
and the
same.
moss was there.
I'm amazed at how fast the moss grows,
Yeah.
because we had our roof done, you know, not that long ago, and out the front, it's like, there's
Did they fix your
definitely.
leak?
No,
No.
I haven't even brought that up yet to my husband, which is probably bad considering it continues to rain, but I'm waiting to strike when it's just right.
Yeah.
But by the way, we need to climb up onto the roof. I think it's from my skylight, there's probably something
Some
there
flashing out of
that's-
place or something,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Ooh, they have them that look like slate too.
Oh, no, I know, I'm pretty impressed with this company when I was looking at their website.
That's what
I
they
lost
look
2
like.
windows two skylights when I
Yeah, blonde-
got
they have them that
really
look like
here.
slate.
I said like, yeah, no, let's not.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's fake slate?
Yeah.
Oh.
I love having the skylight up there, it really makes a difference in the attic, but,
Skylights leak.
well, that's what I was
If
saying.
God wanted a hole in your roof with glass on it, he would have put it there.
That's right. Don't
That's
ever
what they
touch a roof that's not leaking.
Well,
Ever.
Well, there was a
my
hole there
back roof
already.
that's the big long slope that faces your
Yeah,
son's house, that was supposed to have 3 in
Yeah.
it. It has 1.
yeah.
Okay, so I can tell by the voices that we all like the Brava.
Yep.
I'm gonna still follow through with this other Cedar Craft
That's the,
company.
yeah.
Did I get
And-
it?
Oh, yeah, I thought it was a stack, but it was a smaller stack. There you go.
Is this the Melrose Group?
Yes,
No, this is the Melrose Group, that's
That's-
EchoStar.
that's, Melrose installs this
Yeah.
shingle.
Oh, okay. Is that you only have that one of those,
Yeah,
right?
so I need
You can have
that.
that one back, I just.
So that is Mohawk
Who's the
out
other
of Melrose.
Melrose, I know.
And,
Melrose.
Good,
So we can, my knowledge of the purchasing system is if we, just like the fire department says, we have to have only this brand of radios because it matches all the other ones on the fire trucks. We can strongly suggest going with a specific shingle, and then there'll be multiple installers vying for the work of that specific shingle. Is the way I see doing that. So next month, I'll bring the next contestant, and we'll try to zero that in and then put it out to bid.
cool.
We'll take this recommendation to the selectmen and make a
Do we
delivery.
want to get James on board first?
I will update him.
Have him as an ally instead of facing him across the table?
Yeah, no, so he gave me the stuff from Brava,
Yep,
and I'll check with him and tell him what we're doing, and bring in the third company, and then go from there.
okay.
So,
Was there any more correspondence? Or had we finished?
No, I'm not sure, because I think it's incorporated, isn't it?
But that was worth doing.
I was under the impression you were done with correspondence.
Now I don't know what visions think. So, oh, speaking of James,
Yes.
the interior lights, we've replaced the bulbs and you're all set.
Just the bulbs?
That's what he said. I said, we're getting ready to open the schoolhouse for the season, and the fluorescent lights at the back of the room are either out or blinking. We hope you can get these repaired or replaced before the 22nd of May. And he replied, that was on May 4th, and on May 7th, he said they're all fixed.
Good.
So,
Yeah.
can't ask for much faster service than that, I
Sweet.
guess, so there you go.
All right.
And we had an email from Channing about the schoolhouse windows.
Yeah.
What?
That was the email to me about the schoolhouse windows.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
that was too funny. I know what that is, you want a copy of that? And I think that's,
What do we do with your bid now, your instructions?
I think we're still gonna, well, do you wanna go right into that? Right into the
Oh, I'm
windows?
sorry.
Yeah.
Is it?
We're gonna get the okay to Jan, let's make sure we're
Right.
done.
Just
with
gotta
so
be
it.
good with
everything
the
else
first
was
one.
about demolition delay, bylaw lengths from various and sundry
Oh, I see.
Yep,
historical commissions across the state. And I don't think there is anything else. There's the Jeff one, there's that one, and like that. I think that's it.
parents paid all that money for
All
our
right,
school.
so
I know.
we're all done with the correspondence, I would say yes now.
What about, sorry.
Yep.
What about the permit for 85 High Road?
85 High Road, we got, it triggered, the permit link, which Channing and I both get because they weren't gonna do work on the house. And because it has restrictions on
Is this
it,
Ferry House?
No.
no.
This is
the gentleman that came
Oh,
here
yeah,
about
okay.
his
Yep,
dad
yeah,
and
yep.
his mother with
Yeah.
Oh,
the,
that house.
85
Right,
high.
right, right.
yes. So, they are replacing the roof, which is up by the cupola,
Yep.
which is already a,
Regular roof.
tar roof.
Yeah.
Tar,
Yeah, asphalt shingle.
asphalt
Thank you.
shingle, thank you. And that is all they are replacing, because I spoke with Peter, our building guy, and he spoke directly to the contractor to see exactly what was being put up and where. So, and because he's well aware of the house.
So,
It's
okay,
just that top part that's flat,
not
like,
the
it's,
mansard
no,
part.
it is not, because that's not asphalt.
That's slate, isn't it?
It is not, it is shingled,
Is it shingles now?
Flat?
It's wood shingle?
I believe so. We'll
Now I'm
look,
gonna have to really look at it when I try to
because
buy it.
it's,
Creep at it.
but
Look.
it's not,
They're not doing it, so.
they're not
we're
doing
okay.
it. So
Right,
that was the
okay.
question, because he wanted to make sure, because they do have a copy of the restriction, and they have it saved in town hall,
So if they're just doing the flat part, it's not gonna show from the street, right?
right. And it also is not, they're not replacing something that they're not allowed to replace.
Right.
It's right in the thing that they are allowed to replace that
Yeah.
roof. And that is all they are doing, so
Such
it
a
is
cute
A-okay.
house.
Okay, now on to
All right.
Rich.
Okay, windows.
You're out.
I think, Lon and I have been going back and forth, and I think we've got a requirements document pretty much completed, and I think we're gonna, the version that you sent me most recently, we're gonna run that by John. And
Oh,
then-
good,
And then
okay.
we'll send that out to probably 4 different contractors. And so that we'll get an order of magnitude number on what it's gonna cost to restore the windows.
So this will just be getting a quote.
This will be getting a quote, it will not be
Will
getting
not be
a
bidding.
proposal,
Okay.
okay? But we need to get the quote in order to know how much money to ask for from the
Yeah.
town meeting, if we need to go that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we can get ARPA money to do this, like just, use it or lose it ARPA money, I mean, that's obviously the quicker way to go.
The comment I'd make in it that they should probably know is that we say we will manage the window for the window frames. We're gonna
Right.
take care of
The
that.
frames, the
These are- we're
pulleys,
getting a
all that
bid for
kind of
the
stuff.
Windows.
They're gonna take the window sash itself, and restore it. The rest of the stuff we'll do. Either I'll do it, Lon will do it.
Well, we'll get John over there with us for the weights and everything
Yeah,
else.
I mean, I've done the weights before. I did the weights in my Haverhill house.
Yeah.
But you know, we've got some really good ideas from John about how to preserve the sills on the outside that
Yeah.
are just short of rotten. They haven't started rotting yet, but they will soon if we don't do something to secure it. But that's all stuff that we can do.
Yeah.
But the
amazing.
windows themselves, I wouldn't touch.
No.
There's amazing epoxies out there too now
Yeah.
that you can use to really just
Yeah.
make
And
that
then,
solid.
and then we're gonna paint the outside, and we're gonna leave the inside just oiled probably in turpentine.
Right.
and-
Provided that we can do that with a consistent look.
Yeah.
My only concern about that is that when we were talking to John, he was saying that in some of the cases where there's so much wear on those muntins, that they may be too thin and you might have to rebuild that rabbet
Yeah.
with epoxy.
Right.
If you rebuild the rabbet with epoxy, now you've got a piece of wood with a piece of epoxy on it and it shows two different colors.
Well, you
Our
could-
option at that point might be to paint them brown.
Well,
get-
no, well,
you
no,
get black
you can put a
epoxy, though.
stain over it. You can put a stain over that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jess does this with her logs that she does.
Mhm.
She'll put that stuff in to fill cracks,
I
yep,
see
the epoxy, and then she'll stain it. And then
okay.
it sits on top. It
Good.
doesn't go
Yeah,
in.
that was my only concern
Yeah.
with not painting the insides.
Yeah.
No, there's products you can use to faux it enough if we had to.
Yep,
But
okay.
the black epoxy though is like
Yeah.
just as
And I found that the wood stabilizer that John was talking about, they got it
Oh,
at Home Depot.
good.
So,
Where'd you find that?
fun
Home
products.
Depot.
Home Depot.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
So the contractor will have to be also in charge of securing the building.
Yes,
They gotta put something over
They have
it.
to
Yeah,
put
plywood,
yeah,
right?
They have to have contractor, they gotta have workman's comp, they gotta have liability,
Yes, yep.
all that stuff
mhm,
for doing this.
Yep.
Are you gonna ask them for references?
yes.
Are we gonna do them all at the same time? Or is it gonna be like one side and then the other? You know what I mean? Like, do we do?
I think the contractor's probably gonna tell us which way they
Yeah.
wanna do it.
Okay.
They'll probably wanna do 3 at a
There's 7
time.
windows.
No, I'm just
One-
imagining
Well,
I'm just imagining,
downstairs.
not having any light for, so, however long it's.
Right.
Well, I'm guessing they're gonna do 3 and then 3,
Well, that's what I'm
because
wondering.
otherwise you gotta buy more.
Right,
plywood.
covers for the windows.
This way you
Point.
can just
Well,
move it to
it'll
the
be up to
other side.
them.
Yep,
That's what John was
So-
gonna do.
Okay,
so we're pretty close to going out and get some quotes.
cool.
Good.
Good
Good.
work, boys.
All right.
Fun
rock
stuff
and
getting
roll.
quotes.
Okay, number 7, Central Street rock wall. I was contacted by past Fire Chief Bill Pearson that there is a stone that had a carved date in it matching, so if you picture the stone wall at the Central Street Sports Field, way down to the left, if you're standing on the road, there is a big rock with a date carved into it, 17 something.
Like within the rock wall or, really?
When they widened the road, I found out this week that the stone wall was way up in the road, so that whole stone wall's been moved back 12 feet
On the field side.
on the field side. And I asked him where the trolley tracks were for reference there. He wasn't completely sure, but probably the trolley tracks are right where the stone wall is now.
Interesting.
So this is a piece of unrecorded history we're getting here.
That's interesting.
So, in that wall was 2 rocks with dates carved in them, 1700 and something approximately. When they changed the entrance to the sports field and moved the wall back, one of the 2 dated rocks got moved to storage and is sitting at the Larkin Road location. They want to move that out of there and give it back to our control so we can put it back where it belongs and fix that.
Is it large? Like,
It's the size of a travel suitcase.
Hmm.
So,
So it's not something we're gonna be left on.
I need to.
Well, I mean, it's not like, you know, like a giant
Right,
rocket
yeah.
or
It's not
like,
like the milestone, like on the way to
Yeah.
Yeah.
the transfer
So,
dump.
right.
I am gonna figure out, I'll probably go see town administrator, about, I wanna go see the Rock, and then I wanna go see the town administrator, and, then see if we can find a sweet spot in the, rough part of the wall, and, we'll just make it a Saturday morning project.
Awesome. Better than
Where
sitting
is
in a
it,
storage
and who has
unit.
it now?
The fire chief's the one who was talking to me about it,
In a storage market room.
yeah. It's in storage.
Interesting. And the wall was moved back.
I did
Makes
not
sense.
ever know that wall was moved back.
That makes sense though, right?
So from what I understand, the trolley came down on the, if you picture by my house, the trolley came down the Rowley side of Central Street, and then when it got to the bridge, it crossed Central Street, and then went up the Newburyport side of Central Street, hence why the railroad ties are still sitting in front of the foundation of the mill building there at the falls.
Yeah.
So then the trolley went up Central, to where the sports fields are now, and continued on what we call School Street now, and then went on to Governor Dummer to split off there.
It's so cool if they still have those.
So, and then it went from the Raleigh-Danvers line into the Newburyport line from there. So, yeah, so we're working on that. What else do we have? Rich just gave a report on windows.
Schoolhouse cleanup?
Schoolhouse
Oh, yeah.
cleanup, yes. Do we have a schedule,
Tis the
date?
season.
Yeah, we need a
Planner.
date.
We got 3 weeks before we open. Any day, any time is good with me.
Pretty much. I just have, let's see, Memorial Day is when we open, right?
Yep.
So,
So that's the 27th.
Yeah.
That's the 25th, actually. We open on Saturday.
let's see here. No, I don't have anything, I mean, I pretty much can do any day during the day. I've got nothing going on until graduation, but that's the
So we
week
only have,
afterwards.
like someone said, 2 weeks, so.
25th of May. Yes.
You know, do we want to do it week before? 20th, 21st? I'm assuming we're doing it midweek, right? We're not doing it on the weekend? I don't care.
I'm good for midweek,
Yeah.
What day?
I'm saying midweek versus the weekend, right?
because all weekend long you'll be doing
which,
soccer moms.
which
so-
Well, that's what I'm saying, yeah, like I'm an Uber driver for my teenagers during the
Which
weekend. I
weekend?
can't,
Which week, I mean?
I was just saying, if we want to do the week before, like the 20th, 21st, or 22nd, like I have nothing going on any of those days.
Okay, I've got, only got two meetings on
I
the,
guess you have a much bigger social life than me.
it's not,
No, he's
not
on
very
all these
social.
committees, that's why.
Yeah.
All my
That's,
committees.
that's,
He's
that's
got
so
eight.
I
bad.
got something on the
Yeah, Monday last
14th,
week, he had 10 hours of
15th, and
meetings.
16th. So the next week I'm pretty free.
Okay, so then you pick. What's the spot in your
I got
schedule?
a noon call on the 23rd that I have to be on.
How about the 22nd? What do you got going there? That's a
Nothing.
Wednesday.
I'm
All right.
open.
I'm just saying,
Clean
it's dead
the
center.
schoolhouse. If it's a nice sunny day, I'll bring the,
Clean schoolhouse.
On the
power
22nd
washer.
of May, we are doing the cleaning, yes? Is this what
Yeah.
we're,
Time.
okay. What
What time?
time?
house. I could be there like 10 a.m.,
Thank you.
you know? Not too early, not too
Yeah,
late.
you know it. Not too early. That's good, I can have 2 cups of coffee before 10.
I'll have to contact Eva. I'll probably have to pick her up because her husband just had a knee replacement.
Oh,
and
did he?
She doesn't drive, so. Makes her availability to go anywhere limited.
Understandable. My grandmother never got her license.
Clean
I wish
schoolhouse,
my
10
grandma
a.m.,
would have done that.
22nd, got it.
10 a.m. we're doing, 10
Yeah.
a.m.? We all agreed on that?
Yep, 10
Yeah.
a.m. the 22nd.
Won't take long.
No,
Not if we focus.
not if we
Right,
focus.
we're the best at focusing. We're super good at it.
I'll bring it back.
Oh, okay.
And can you get a hose run out there?
Yeah, mention
power
to your
washer?
neighbor if
Oh.
we bring the power washer.
Okay, I probably can.
Just ask him.
I
If not,
gotta ask Jerry.
Yeah.
Because Jerry's closer than the Kenny's, I think.
Either way.
Jerry's house.
Is he in the tavern?
He's in the 7th. But the last time we had to get him because he hadn't turned his water on yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And then it wouldn't stop raining, so that's why we never
but
did
that
it.
was, yeah.
It really needs it though.
Oh, yeah, totally. That's I love doing that.
My house needs it too.
So should I bring the hoses too?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we have water, yeah.
Hmm?
If there's water.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, I meant, you're not, I'll be the one that's bringing the hoses.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
And maybe a ladder. Do you have a
Um,
tall
I can
ladder?
Well,
bring a
that's a
ladder.
good
idea.
I got a
ladder?
12-footer, a
Okay.
12-foot.
Is it like an
Step ladder.
A1?
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
12, wow.
Yeah.
I got a 10, so.
That'll be awesome, because then like, that's all we need, just to
Yeah.
Add that to notes here.
spray.
Okay.
Yeah, let me put that down in mine too, I'll bring hoses.
All right, so you're gonna be outside doing the wall, the window, the wall?
Spraying.
and you- Yeah,
Power washing.
okay. So then we'll be in the inside.
I can power wash whatever we need. If there's anything to blast away.
We'll kind of make a little list and figure it out when we get there or whatever, so. All right, 10 o'clock. Okay. What'd you say?
That'll do. It says, instead of bring, it says brung hoses. I'll figure that out.
That's right. Sounds like you're from Suffolk.
Isn't this funny? Clean Schoolhouse Pickup Eva popped up on my screen at 10 a.m. when I typed in clean.
That's what I did here too. I got
it
the
knows
same
what
It
thing.
knows the
do.
last time you did that.
Yeah, it
right.
predicted.
Same
It's
thing
just
happened with
kinda
mine.
spooky if you ask
Big
me, but
brother,
it's
man.
okay. Man, oh Shevitz, we won't even talk about it.
That's just Alexa listening to you.
Oh, please, nobody ever listens to me.
Oh, Alexa.
Most of the time I don't even know.
Siri does.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, every conversation you've ever had is recorded somewhere. All right, what
Let's
else?
see. Okay, so that's
And
good.
hopefully by the time we open the schoolhouse, I'll have at least the QR code for the outside.
Ooh, awesome.
So
Okay,
Oh, okay.
well, I showed it to Lon. It works pretty well. The only thing I'm concerned about is some of the websites that you get them from, the QR code expires after
Oh.
a certain amount of time. So I
Yeah,
just
I
gotta
found
check.
that. I did it for my store, and then they wanted a subscription fee.
That's how they do it. It's
Yeah.
like a little drug act, you know, they're like, here's a freebie, now you need to come
Yeah.
and pay a subscription. No.
yeah, there's a lot of that going around. That's been happening for years.
Honestly.
But the way I was talking about doing it first was that I was gonna have it be a link to the website.
Right.
But I found you can do up to 750 characters of text.
Right there, so
Right
it kind
there.
of gives somebody like a
Right.
whole little mini tour basically.
Right, so
from-
basically you just, you scan the QR code and the text pops up on your phone.
Cool.
Oh,
Yep, I showed you that, remember?
really? No, I
Yeah,
don't remember that.
we were in the schoolhouse,
Yeah.
looking at the windows, waiting for
Yeah.
John to come, and I showed you that.
But I don't remember the text
Don't-
coming.
Don't try.
Yeah,
Awesome.
okay.
QR
That was on a
code, see, this
Thursday,
means
right?
absolutely nothing. What is
Those
that?
are those things where it's
No,
like.
I know
it's,
what it looks
you know,
like.
Corsage
What
watch.
does it stand for?
I don't know. That's a
QR.
good one. What does QR mean?
Quick read?
What does QR
Quick
mean
read.
of
I
QR
have no
code?
idea.
Quasi
Quick
rabbit.
response code.
Maybe Siri
See?
doesn't always
Quick
listen.
response code.
What did I say?
I would have never guessed that.
Is that what I said? Quick response?
Well,
You did.
you'll know when you rewatch
I don't
the
know how to
video.
use them, but I know what it meant
There you go.
before we even told me, so there you
I
go.
learned a lot about
I
Is
get
it
a
a
half a
actually
point.
type
Pretty
of
cool.
two-dimensional
Oh, yeah.
matrix
I use them all
barcode
the
invented
time
by
on my
1994 by a
handouts.
Japanese company?
Yep. And the difference between that and a barcode is that a barcode has no redundancy. So if you get a scratch or a mark on it or something, it
You
won't
can't
read.
do it, right.
But this thing, I mean, you can wrinkle the paper up in a ball and throw it away and pick it up and scan it, and it's got the message like
I
8
even
times.
carry them around.
Oh, you do?
Look at you, fancy guy.
He's got a little dinosaur in the middle of his.
You know, this is a cheapo one.
No, I'm the dinosaur in the middle of this. Okay, let's see, so we're good
All
with
right,
that.
I
so,
want to see what it's to, I don't remember.
I revised the schoolhouse procedures,
Fine.
everybody's got one.
Lisa's website.
That
I
one.
don't think we need to, unless somebody wants, I would ask you all to read it. If you notice anything odd and bizarre or whatever, let me know. It's a simple Word document now. It was like a page and a half before. I tried to eliminate redundancies and just to make it for what we do. But it's mostly, it's really just like when someone starts.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
it's
you
like
can
knowing
say-
the basics.
Yeah, so
Just the
just if you
basics.
notice anything
Yeah.
squeeby there or
Like, I don't
anything-
always turn on the lamp in the back, so I don't always have to turn it off. Do you
Well,
always
the
turn on the
lamp
lamp?
is the ceiling
Oh,
lamp
that, yeah.
that's
That's
plugged in by the
Yeah, the indirect,
teacher.
the fluorescent lights in the lamp, I always turn those on. right
Yeah,
away.
well, that, yeah.
The one on the desk is
Yeah.
if you're sitting there trying to do something and it's raining out. I
Okay.
mean, that's mine. Actually. The
To be
brass
cozy.
lamp is mine, it's from Bombay Company. Okay, so we went through that because it's not gonna really do
No,
with
yeah,
it.
no.
Okay, another
Just
Chinese
is.
one, let's rewrite the bylaw.
We have enough time to do it while you can use.
Don't forget the cameras on.
And then,
I got 2 things to remember to do.
You're getting the schoolhouse on
We should
masters.
put the flags out too, there's no reason not to have them out.
Yeah, yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah.
We're ahead of the game.
Usually go over there and make sure they put the bathroom, the toilet in the right place. I see them over there,
All right.
just put them up there.
Certified local government.
I'm gonna go by the Mantor Field and see that carved stone.
I know, I was just thinking that, next time I drive by, I wanna try to find it.
Yeah.
He needs to give us more information about,
It's
So if you're
long- That's a
standing-
long wall.
if you're
there.
standing looking at it, I'm assuming he means the
the
section
left.
to the left
said to the
going
left.
towards the
Clo-
bridge,
Yeah,
right?
closer to Main Street.
It's,
Yeah.
That's gotta be
it's
600
probably
feet,
in
I mean,
one of,
that's-
it's in one of the books. There's a picture because I just,
Oh.
And Stone by
You've
stone?
seen it?
no, not stone by stone,
But somebody's taken a picture of the 17 date?
yeah, but where the house, the way it was set up originally and all of that is in one of the books. I can't remember which one. But I've seen it before, so.
It's probably in the LO
If-
book.
and then if
so
you
they
probably
talk about the stone wall.
did the squinty with the magnifying glass thing, you might be able to see that there was a.
Did you see the stone in the wall? We were just talking
he sent
about
me a text for, oh, the one that's there?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it's very easy to see.
it's
Oh, I
easy,
know what
easy
The
to
size of a
find.
license plate.
Yeah.
It's just to the right of Lacey's driveway there.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something else I need to buy.
Mid-height of the wall.
You wanna
about
share
this
that
big.
with those of us who aren't from Byfield? Who's Lacey,
Well,
and what
we-
house is it?
Then-
I mean, I'm the only representative of the
so-
island, and Lon is tonight the
So
only
what are they,
representative
69
of Old
right there?
Town.
I'm trying to think what number that is.
So if you're driving by the sports field headed towards the dam, the first drive, just before the next at the property line, right
Yeah.
before
They've got a long
there's a
driveway,
driveway that
their
runs,
house is really set back.
yeah.
Hmm?
So,
So, like,
We're
right- so,
probably
like,
near the
So it's
wa-
near the end of the
the
stone wall
sign,
then.
the mill sign, where's that?
it's
Oh,
just
okay.
before the end of the town property.
Yeah.
So it's right, the stone is 10 feet before that driveway.
Okay.
And are we heading towards the fire station?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna buy a mat for the bottom of the stairs.
Oh,
I think
thank
we've
you.
got one for inside, but there's 2 of them there on top of each other and they're
Plus
pretty
it's
rotted
got a
out.
sink, we got a sinkhole there,
Yeah,
that's why.
I'll bring some dirt over,
Okay.
I got 5 yards of dirt.
Okay, so that's good. All right, so that's okay. Did you have him talk about the local historic district and the grant?
Lon, do we
Yeah,
have a report?
We didn't have a meeting, so we're
so-
not gonna be
okay.
till June.
So there's no report on LHDSC.
That's the study committee, local
Right.
historic
Local
district
historic
study
district
committee.
Yeah, put the little green thing on there for you in English.
Supposed to be an
No.
LG in front of it. Oh, you got Laura Green written out.
Because he gets mad with too many initials.
Well, so, where, you didn't still,
I put the lower green part, so I figured you could figure out that was the study committee without me typing the entire thing 16 pages long.
all right.
Local Historic
no
District
update,
Study
though, so
Committee,
we-
you want me to
Okay.
write
We
that?
No update
decided
on
to
that,
work
okay.
instead of meet.
I love it. Okay, any more discussion on the mattress on the schoolhouse
No,
tonight?
not tonight.
Not tonight. All right, so I'll keep it brief. We're talking about the demolition delay in reference to whether there's an exit ramp to the process
Right.
on an exceptional cases that it just doesn't apply.
And I'm not seeing one. I'm not sure if you are. but-
I'm seeing something, and I highlighted it, and I can't find it for tonight, so I'll have to do it for next
I
month.
do have a suggestion. So, right now, if we make the determination, if the commission makes the determination that the property is historically significant, the way the bylaw is written, we then go on to the public hearings phase, okay? What I'm suggesting is that we add something to the bylaw. If we're going to amend the bylaw anyway to extend the period, and add something to the effect of, upon determination by the commission that the structure is significant, the commission shall further determine whether the proposed work will be a significant detriment to the historical value of the structure. Okay, there's our off-ramp. If it is not found to be a significant detriment, they shall so notify the building inspector, and the building inspector may issue the permit. No hearing. Okay, if we can get that added, and then bring the period up to 18 months. And if we
What
can
does
get,
it, do we have to go to town meeting to do that?
Yes.
we do,
Because
yeah,
you're
'cause
changing
it's a bylaw, yeah.
We're changing a bylaw,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
but could we do it this fall? Is there a good reason why not?
We could try.
Yeah.
Here's a suggestion, though. We might want to do it in two pieces,
Why?
because the one that might not pass would be the one
The 18 month,
in 18 months.
yeah.
And-
And I
and
just
it
threw
would be
18
good
months
to
out
have
there.
this one
If you
in.
want
Well,
24,
we can do that as two separate line items.
That's what I mean.
right.
Yes.
I
Two
say
separate-
I
two
say
separate
we
warrant
go
articles,
as long
yeah.
as possible.
Do you want, would you consider 24 months?
I don't think it makes any difference, is my opinion.
Well, I'm just thinking,
I agree, I just,
I'm not thinking so much as what we would like. If it was up to me, it'd be 5 years. But what will pass town meeting?
That's-
That's the
Well,
problem.
that's why we've got 1824, because we were afraid to make it any newer than that.
Yeah.
For an automatic review.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing, we want
And
to
and
change,
we're also
we want to
worried
change that
it's
to a
got
period.
nine
Years.
or
Yeah.
12.
Anything that's older than 50 years or older than 75, we have to come up with
Well, I'm
that.
older than 50 years.
Well, yeah.
That just, but the
Yeah, but
problem
you're
with
not
that
peripherally
is,
preserved.
that just turns us into a regulatory board. I mean, that's just gonna quadruple our workload. I mean, if you wanna dial it, bring up the date some, I'm along with that, but, I mean, we all complained that we never get to just downright play with antique houses. And this is pushing the date way up to 100 years or something like that. It's gonna mean it's gonna half the houses in town.
yeah.
No.
And it's just gonna mean huge.
And if we find a house and it's got any value at all, there's enough different ways of squeezing it in to
Yeah. Well,
make it
currently,
fit.
the way the bylaw is written is 1820 is the cutoff.
Yeah, that was the
Do
end
we
of
wanna
some
make it-
Greek period or
Do
something
we
like
want to
that.
make it 1900?
If we make it $18.99,
Yeah.
people are less threatened by the 1900 thing.
Just like pricing.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's true though, because it'd be like, oh,
$18.99,
my house is
$9.95.
1902, so I don't have to worry about it.
I mean, you get into the late 1800s, that's
That's like the really great era.
that's manufactured lumber and
True.
architecturally designed buildings that are duplicate. I mean,
Well, kit houses.
But just because it's there doesn't mean it applies. I
it
mean,
still
a lot
means
of
we
that-
have to process it though.
Well, yeah, but is,
Yeah, but the
how
processing
many
ends in us making a
1899 houses
determination.
haven't been touched?
Not a lot.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. If we move it up that far, we better have that other route in there
Well, the
to
thing
get around.
thing
so
is, you could have something that was from 1875, but it's not historically significant. You know, if it's a Sears kit house, like
No, but
Rebecca was
then you
saying,
gotta have that side thing to get the second motion.
no. All you need to do is determine that it is not significant.
Yeah, and then it just kicks out.
Oh, I see what you mean.
yeah,
Yeah, you're right, sorry.
there's a lot of, I mean, there's room for play and not play like,
Yeah.
you know, but there's room to
Yeah.
wiggle
Yeah.
around with some of the statements to say, we realize that this is an 1890 house,
Right.
but it's had so much significant change done to it
Yeah.
and things like that, that it is no longer
Like
significant
my
for
kitchen's
us.
not original other than the
But-
Yeah.
window.
And that's, we've
But
used
you
that a
know, but are we
bunch,
talking
that
about the
reason.
outside of the house or
Yeah.
the inside of the house?
No, but I'm
I
just
think
saying, like,
primarily, we're
you
all
know,
just talking
My
about
house isn't.
the view
The
from the street.
Yep.
Yeah.
So basically, we're talking about like local historic district backup,
Mhm.
which is mostly all the view from the street
street.
more
Yeah.
than anything else.
Yeah.
Unless you
And
have
that's-
a
and
place
that's
that has a
consistent with the-
PR and a CR on it, and they're not allowed to do anything inside or outside without,
That's consistent with the
Wait a
recommendations on
minute.
solar panels.
I'm not sure
Right.
that's true.
No?
The inside of the house does matter for determining its significance, because we're talking about molding, and we're talking about all kinds of things. What we're saying is, as far as demolition, and it's on and the outside of the house is the only thing we're worried about. But what about the demolition? Oh, okay, but demolition could be just tearing the kitchen out.
Yeah.
Okay, unclear. I think about that some more.
see, because when we, I mean, we did
Just the
this
outside appearance.
so long ago, and
Okay.
half, you know, some of the people aren't even on the commission now, but I think rereading it like from, like you've never seen it before, instead of trying to see, you know, what are we supposed to change? You just have to kind of look at it like you're
Fresh eyes.
coming in from
Yeah.
outside of Newbury, and what does this thing say? Instead of things that are already in your head about what we're looking at. Because, I mean, are we looking at interiors? Are we looking at only exteriors? Did that ever get discussed before? I don't know.
I mean, you know,
I came in on the back end of it, so I'm not sure.
I would think that that's where it kind of gets crazy. 'Cause it's like people want modern bathrooms.
Yeah.
And we don't want to find a house that, you know, we're forced.
No, we don't want to get into, we're not in the regulation of how they're restoring the interior.
Tell people they can't put heating baseboards in? I mean, you know, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
No.
that's what I mean. It's like, how strict are we
I
going to
mean,
be?
if the house is on the National Registry, or it's in a National Register
Then it's somebody else's
district,
lookout.
then it's, no, it's still under our,
Yeah, but
we're in
there's
charge of-
different
but it's
restrictions
a
on
whole
that
different
property.
ballgame
Yeah.
than saying, would somebody's gonna tear the house down. We're talking
Yeah.
about demolition of, even if it's
Well,
the,
we were
the
talking,
side porches
when we
and things.
designed this law, and I always keep repeating this, is we went through this for 3 years, we built all these this proposal,
The language.
language, and it was shown to the building inspector, and then the building inspector, after the town meeting approved it, changed everything on his end to anything that starts doing any type of demolition work, anything that involves the dumpster with a building has to have a demolition permit. That's not the intent of these rules. Somebody doing, just because they had a dumpster, doesn't make it a demolition bylaw issue. So we're gonna have to change that. Now, what I was starting to say tonight, which I can't find because I put it somewhere special and now it's not there,
It's very special.
is the building inspector and this board determine whether the demolition delay bylaw even applies to what I call, does this outhouse, does this apply to this outhouse? Is this applicable to this outhouse? Is this a historic? No. So this whole thing, it's not a historic outhouse. This doesn't apply to that. So it says, when I was reading it in there, it says that the building commissioner determines if it's applicable. So I'll have to go back, I gotta pull that out.
Other outbuildings though are, because with the Kinneys, I remember discussing, he wanted to tear down one of his barns that was beyond
Right.
repair, one of the small buildings, and then the other ones he was gonna keep. So, I remember talking about that, so.
Well, that's the one that they put
And
the,
we okayed that.
he put the new flooring in. It's the one that's right on the corner. That was a big discussion. And when he made it so he could slide
Yeah.
things, that's the
That's the big
the
barn. That's, yeah, but we were also talking about the three small buildings.
Well, because
that
a
were
couple
there.
of them,
And
I
they wanted to
think,
tear one down because it was beyond use
and I think, and now one of them, I think that this, when you looked on the interior, it was, the outside looked like it looked like it hadn't been touched, but when you went on the inside, the whole thing had been redone, so it,
Well, one of them was still
It was-
old, because I
yeah.
remember going up the stairs and going up into the attic when Bob and Adele lived there, yeah.
but, so I mean, it's, things have changed, people have changed, the times have changed, and it boils down to, in my book, where are we gonna get success with this? Because just having it there and beating our head against the wall because nothing ever makes it, so that they can't do it, then how much are we energy putting into something that's never gonna do anything?
Your average homeowner, it's gonna impact, I think.
You know?
Like again, across the street from us, they listen to our recommendations and they ask
Yeah,
for permission.
and they did, and they did a good job.
Yeah,
And
a
the-
lot of.
But a developer is different.
the biggest problem we've had that since I've been on this, is the commission needs to get in writing these promises that are made at this table, so to speak, and then not followed through.
But that doesn't have anything to do with demo though.
No, I mean,
That's
in
plan-
general,
that's
we
projects.
just need to back
Right,
stuff
so-
up.
So we've
So-
learned our lessons, we know,
But
the barns and the barns,
I
we've
did
learned our
find these
lessons.
review steps for the demo application and public hearing procedures that I have in this file that don't even remember looking at before, but determination of the significance must be within 21 days from date of receipt of application, and vote whether or not it's historically significant. So
Alright.
it's kind of
So
like the
just-
worksheet things.
So I've got most of that in.
Yeah, so I found these that were in the,
All right, let's work on the one
File.
sheet.
We have 15 days from the time that we're notified by the building commissioner.
So, all right, let's continue working on that. Let's finish up with this tonight so we can get done here. Certified local government, what is this?
you asked me to look it up, because it was on, you get money if you're a certified local government thing, and you asked me to look it up, it was from the last meeting.
Okay.
So,
Okay, so this is just.
I gave you, this is a thing that was done by the Historical Commission online, Mass Historical, but the benefits of being a certified government I found on one of the state sites. And the first problem is, that I can see, was you're supposed to have things that we don't have in this town.
Meaning,
Well, you have to have a certified local government, like, committee or whatever, we don't
Yeah,
have.
another committee,
So,
so many committees.
It's a job for lot.
yeah, it's like the never ending, you know, who's in charge of what thing. So, to obtain the status as a CLG, which is the certified local government, to help them plan preservation information, but you're supposed to have like a committee, a commission that does it. And I'm like, we don't have that.
No.
So
All right,
a local government can participate directly in the program, but we don't have a local government committee at this, so that kind of like throws the usefulness of that out the window as far as I can see. But it is interesting to look at the information that we might be able to pull in for us, you know, when we're looking at other things like the demolition delay bylaw and things to that effect.
okay.
So there's just so much information floating around out there, it's crazy. So if anybody sees anything that I missed or misspelt or misled you with on the schoolhouse procedures, just shoot me an email, please, and I will amend. It's really just for going forward.
And this is to qualify for certain grants.
Yeah,
Yeah, grant.
but, you know, but you have to have like a committee that's doing it, and we don't have
Yeah.
that, so, at this time. Somebody just got it, Salem? No,
Whatever we were talking about in,
we got an email.
yeah, an
The
email
only
from some.
good thing about this, I don't see anything about matching funds, which is good.
Yeah, but,
We
so
could-
you,
we
so
could
you can
apply
look
for
at that,
something.
needless to say, it was eating my black ink alive,
Yeah, right?
Did,
which I don't get reimbursed for.
did anybody pick up on the proposed, a town meeting last week? Did anybody pick up in the MBTA project, the planner that from Essex County guy over there?
Yeah,
Merrimack Valley guy
Yeah.
reading the plans there, talking about something that I had brought up before is dark sky lighting, regulations on the buildings. I started to research that on the internet, dark sky.
This is forcing light to be focused down.
All light has to be focused down, it can't go sideways on all new projects, which would include large remodels too.
That's a huge problem, like my parents living right downtown and living right with all that stuff, over the years, the lights are always just beaming into their backyard,
Yeah.
and,
So,
yeah.
they're doing it in some places. If we ever have enough time, I'd like to look into it more,
Yeah.
maybe talk to planning about it.
Light pollution,
Light
pretty
pollution's a
nasty.
big thing.
Yeah.
We ought to get on board with it before we look like downtown Hamilton here.
Yeah, that's my point, I mean, David Cutter just is redoing that whole strip there, and my mother's like, I can't see it, she constantly has all the blinds closed, and it drives me crazy, 'cause it's like, you wanna be able to look out your
All the ones
windows.
on Cottage too, all those houses
Yeah.
there with all the lights.
So maybe that's something we can do a little, I don't know who would bring, whether planning would do that or whether we would, but we could certainly start
At
asking
least
questions
knowing about it, yeah.
And I was surprised to see on the internet there was, said dark sky bylaws. So other people are doing it already.
Dark sky bylaws.
Yep.
Well, yeah, especially people that are near big highways, that they're putting the gigantic,
Yeah, the lit up movable, what are those
Yeah.
called?
those things,
Billboards.
billboards, thank you, signs, gigantic signs with
Yeah.
huge bright lights that are now, and not only that, but they're all over these, what was before that a dark field.
Yeah.
So now it's affecting all the wildlife.
Yeah, I've seen the post
Besides-
about it. The
besides
bugs
the
and stuff
humans.
and the birds.
So,
So, and the other, with the advent of the LED light and the LED signs now,
Yeah.
which is, so it's not written in, like Essex has a no illuminated bylaw sign. Well, all of a sudden, the people putting LED signs up, it's like, oh, well, that's not really, that's an LED sign, that's not really an illuminated
Yeah,
sign.
loopholes.
And then the first person to put one up is the town, the town and the municipalities putting the three of them on the front of the municipal buildings.
Look
This-
awful.
Yeah. So,
it's
all right.
like the one down at Pitta Hall, we go crazy with that one. I was like, but,
Calling it?
Entertain
Are we done? No?
yeah,
Sorry. Jump at the gun. What else?
Macros, people have to start looking at Macros.
Okay, kick that one to next week.
Well, that's what happens, it's been kicked down like several years now. So we have to start thinking about what we're supposed to be doing, which is getting, things on. State
Let
lists.
me check with the committee, make sure
Yeah.
we haven't done that for the schoolhouse.
For the
Please.
schoolhouse.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, because I,
Because Robin's been working on a bunch of those.
Great.
Right,
Yeah.
does the Macris listing specifically for the schoolhouse become redundant if it becomes a local historic district?
well, the town should have it protected
Yeah.
because a town owns it,
Mhm.
as opposed to the surrounding buildings that are owned by individual
Yeah.
people. So it needs to be, and then we're coming up to the 400th, it would be nice to know that they can't just, take a bulldozer to it.
Or start parking the plows in there again?
Yeah, let's not put the plows in there again. Okay, so that's,
Okay.
That's
yeah,
that.
Okay.
I'll check with
just bear
Robin.
in mind.
Second on the motion.
At 8:34.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.